As a franchise, Sonic Boom may have failed to catch on in a big way, with plenty of video games fans criticizing the character's new looks and the show airing infrequently, which may be a result of declining ratings.
Liar!
Hello and welcome to another Sonic Boom TV review podcast. Never gets easier saying that.
No.
And again, I'm joined by Worm T17, also known as Niki17.
Hello, you weirdos.
Oh, nice. And the Pages to Pictures manifesto guy. I couldn't think of any other adjectives.
He's just a guy, ladies and gentlemen.
He's just a guy.
I'm just a guy. Offensive.
Also known as Jaime-tude.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by going on 3 months and I still don't see my comics. Sega, Archie, either give me my comics or give me my money back. Okay?
Or both, if you're that desperate.
Yeah, just release the damn... And it's all up in the air. It's in the works. We're not too sure what's going on.
That basically means...
Here's an idea. Stop producing and putting a lot of money into fucking Riverdale.
Okay.
And we start this episode off with a rant on Archie. What a way to go.
Yeah, but...
Oh, mind you, they did cancel the Sonic Boom line after 11 comics.
Yeah.
Well, who gives a shit about Riverdale?
No one.
Okay.
Despite it getting a season 2 already.
And wait for the comment section where they'll be coming at us with that.
Yes. Just like Sonic Boom, it's getting a season 2. I wonder if they're going to shuffle it off to another channel where it's never going to be seen.
It's on a CW. That's where everything comic-wise goes. It has The Flash, Arrow. It had Legends of Tomorrow. Last year it got Supergirl season 2, and it's now has Riverdale. So,
if you want good DC entertainment, stick with television. Don't trust Zack Snyder.
If you want good DC entertainment, watch the animated movies.
Exactly.
Well, not so much Killing Joke, but the Teen Titans Judas contract was pretty good. Can't wait to the next one, Batman and Harley Quinn.
Yeah. As ever, we ramble before we even start.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got to get the vocal cords going.
Okay.
Me. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we're done testing today. Thank you, Beaker.
Okay, maggots, it's time for the pecking order. I've been able to do that voice for over 4 years now. Never found a use for it.
Until now.
Anyway, let's start off with the next 8 episodes, because that's how many there is available until the 4-parter comes out, which we're excited to look forward to. Okay, episode 17. I'm not going to do the total episodes. Blackout.
Mm-hmm. No offense to anybody in our audience.
No. So the story is that the entire electricity to the entire village has gone out because the crystal, which is the first mention of the crystal in the show, ran out of juice.
And apparently the mayor has a lineage of just using that to keep the village going for however long the show's legacy has been going.
You mean the village is not powered by Chaos Emeralds?
Not in this universe.
No, it's actually
right.
I can't remember what the hell the gem is called.
Some MacGuffin, whatever.
It's I got it. I got it right. I got it right here. It's you can keep on going with the description while I pull up the name here.
Okay then.
Yeah. So
the Maruki crystal.
There we go. So they're wondering why the hell everyone all the electricity goes there to find out. Oh yeah, we have to go to this big ruin just outside of the village and get a new crystal.
Yeah.
We're gonna trudge through the snow.
Yeah.
Which is right next door.
Yeah. Well, let's be fair. This island, I mean, pretty much the village seems to be in the midsection of the jungle, the beach, and the snowy tops anyway, so quite frankly, it's the first time they've acknowledged that.
Yeah, Blackout Island seems to... The weather patterns seem to go by Neverland logic, you know? It's sunny right over here, it's snowy right over here.
There, yeah.
Yeah, just about 20 miles that way has to be a desert, and next door is the tundra.
Exactly. That's a... Yeah, so this episode in general, I remember the first time I heard about this, that this was going to be a more action-based episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or a more adventure one. That was the main thing.
Kind of.
Yeah, this is...
It's yeah, the whole idea is they get to this as the episode goes along, they get to this temple where there's another one of these Maroki crystals waiting and charged up and whatnot. And in order to get past these puzzles, in order to gain access to the crystal, they have to solve all these different life-threatening puzzles, death traps, and whatnot. And the big hero of this episode is
Knuckles.
Everyone's favorite idiot.
Yeah. Although, put it in layman's term, the whole joke of this episode is that they get stuck in dangerous scenario in which Knuckles does something stupid 3 times. Well, technically 4 times, but they decided not to count that time when he opened the fucking door.
By sitting his ass on a rock.
I know. So essentially, yeah, that's the main gag of this episode.
Yeah, and also reintroduced the Blue Force 1 again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, surprisingly, in a very, I would say, like, introduction, advertisement, toy-wise plan, would you say?
I guess. But it seems like, the way it's introduced is very Sonic. It's like, completely forgot about it.
It's just like, oh yeah, that thing.
Oh yeah, the Blue Force 1 has a snowmobile mode. The Blue Force 1 has a snowmobile mode!
And then when it actually comes up and flies them up the rest of the way, it is a montage of awesome, just blaring rock music and everything, and they're just hanging on like, whoa!
That's what I mean by advert for toy, you know. Sonic Boom, now introducing the Blue Force 1, available on Toys R Us.
Comes with Amy's very own large hat.
And yeah, we get to see the characters in different outfits.
That's the one thing that just sticks out, is Amy's large hat.
Yeah, Amy's got a very big hat and very puffy. Well, I'm trying to think. Sonic's got like a sports coat on. Styx has got... I'm trying to remember actually what they're wearing.
Well, basically they'll just wear their winter outfits, which is very typical. Amy's a big hat, is just the only thing that just stands out.
Yeah, because she would dress for winter, style-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be very stylishly dressed for winter, I guess.
Yeah, well, let's be fair. We did see Styx dressed for paranoid. You know, if you're going to put a silver hat on your head, do it with style.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the episode. I just remember how it ends.
In the midnight hour.
Yeah.
I find. Well, yeah, they. Yeah, of course they goof their way on down to the crystal, and there's one minor bit of payoff when it comes to Comedy Chimp in this episode. When the power goes out in the beginning, he's seen doing some stupid joke with a sandwich.
Yeah.
Which isn't really that funny to begin with, but at the end when the power goes back on, the villages are rioting because there's a blackout.
Because what else idiots are going to do in the middle of a blackout?
Mm-hmm. It always happens. The arm doesn't go off when I break the window. Will they go off when I take this? What about this? How about this?
Power goes out. Power goes on again. Everyone chills the heck out and starts watching TV. And Comedy Chimp is right there waiting with his sandwich, and he just takes a bite out of it. And you have to wonder, and you just sort of have to wonder. The only reason why that's actually funny here is you have to picture him sitting there just with a sandwich for 24 hours. Like, is the power back on? Is the power back on? Or even this.
Yeah,
for those of you who can't see right now, in case video's recording or not, I'm holding up a banana to the guys right now. So,
or an orange if you're lying.
I'm a banana. No.
So I don't say it's been that long since I've seen the episode. I can't remember how the hell it ends.
I remember. I mean, in the end, they get the crystal. They all fall down the mountain in comedic ways. Get the power back on, and there's a very quick joke about Knuckles being a hero but being stupid.
Yeah.
And it's weird because again, it's one of those episodes because I normally would say one great thing about Boom is they tend to end on a fairly good joke. There one of the times a few duds, but generally they tend to end on a boom type thing. This one just felt a bit like, I would have thought of a funnier one. I mean, it's easy to say that when you watched it, not being there developing the episode for 5 months or whatever. But part of me felt like they should have brought Eggman in for one more time before the episode ends.
Was he even in this episode?
He was, briefly. They smashed down the door to see if it's him behind this whole thing. And
oh yeah, that's right.
And
I use electricity to power my robots. Duh!
Yeah. And
they don't usually use that much brain power. High five!
Yeah. But again, there's actually a line with the man where they come back with the crystal and say, oh, you're back. I was about to search for another search party. There should have been a joke where, like, what are the search party? And then he go, and then we should have cut to Eggman actually trying to get up the mountain. And it's just Oddbot and Cubot trying to pull up the Eggmobile, and he's frozen. And they just go, I better head down the mountain. I'll get the blanket. I'll get the cocoa. I mean, that would have been a fun
say we leave him up here? I don't know. That might actually be the smart thing to do. Okay.
So overall, I'm not gonna rate it. I can't remember. I can't barely remember most of the episode other than the actual just Knuckles being smart. Ironically,
the ironic of him being dumb. I mean, the only one that catches on is Styx.
I'm giving this episode. I'm giving this episode 4 Zoe letters out of 5.
Yeah, she makes a brief appearance.
There, you happy, fans?
it was just Zoe saw me off. That's it.
Well, actually, another thing that happened is the bit where Snow falls on Lemon Tails is underneath the snow. It's like, damn it, Sonic, I have to rewrite my letter again. You know, it's the first time I've seen him actually getting that annoyed with Sonic.
Well, until later.
Yeah, until later, but I'm just saying that as a gag.
That whole letter writing scene was rather amusing because he's like, "It is so cold out here. I actually considered wearing pants."
Yes.
Desperate times indeed. And you just sort of have to sit back and wonder, wait a minute. None of the men here specifically wear pants. My gosh. They're wearing coats and everything else and shoes and
there's nothing
no pants.
There's nothing in the undercarriage section. That's what he's basically saying.
But the girls, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah, the girls. We're going to protect the girls.
I can only think of, biologically, females have less fur in those areas, so they cover themselves.
Down to you, fans, to see why you want to go down this topic. But yeah, again, so rating-wise, I say for me this is a 2 because, like I said, the joke of everything he does is the right thing. I thought, yeah, it's getting a bit old fairly quickly, and I said before, like when the show tries to be a bit more adventurous, I think the comedy suffers a little bit.
Yeah, I think the other thing about the comedy as well, like you said, it's being a lot more self-aware.
That isn't to say I wouldn't mind if they do more adventurous stuff. I just want a decent balance because I do think one suffers over the other.
The self-aware humor, they cranked it up in this batch of episodes. It's kind of amazing.
This series.
All right, next episode. Maybe, yes.
Episode 18. I've got a different list up now so I can see the actual number and episode title as well. 18, also episode 70, Unnamed episode.
Where you finally find out what the hell is the name of the unnamed village.
Yes, it's Badger Village or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
The story is that the village find out that the unnamed village was just been for the longest time.
Since the
was
show
originally called Badgerville after Styx's ancestor,
who was a dick.
Who was a right fucking dick. Yeah. So
no wonder she hates politicians
because of her ancestor being a dick. No one like Styx anymore because of ancestors, which kind of relates into real world politics, considering I think an actor's ancestor had slaves one time, and people
Well,
people treated the current that actor as a racist. Like, does he have slaves now? No, well, shut the fuck up.
yeah. Well, speaking of political, because we get into the whole episode then is about what they're going to name the village, and they get into a political party with either going with Styx's one or Eggman's one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Eggman's actually running for office, and you people in Bygone Village, you are so fucking dumb. I mean, what a landslide!
I would make a intro, but I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, we're going to keep politics out of this. The only time we talk about politics is actual fictional politics.
Yes, that is how we work.
Well, at least with Trump, it was a little bit more. It was a little bit more half and half. But my goodness, look at this 80.
You can only vote for either a turd sandwich or a giant douche. You can't vote for anyone else.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. Anyway, back to the episode.
Sorry, I watched South Park 2 days ago.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, in this episode, they voted for turd sandwich over 80% over something. Yeah. That is actually really, really stupid, you know?
Yeah, so basically I think his ballot stuff in Robot actually worked out.
Yeah, he finally got it working.
Eggman buys the votes and he renames it the Eggman City, and uses a clause of the law to actually demolish it and make it into a theme park. So yay, we got some getting into the games.
I know. I mean, again, that is apparently the thing he wants to do in his life now, is build a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it everyone's?
Or be in a circus, you know.
Well, he is a clown. Let's be fair. He's basically Teddy Roosevelt as a clown. That's basically his origins.
So,
the mustache, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, this episode, I guess it's overall rather amusing. I can't. I just watched all this stuff.
It's more of a Styx and Amy episode.
I thought, again, this was a very mean to Styx and Amy episode. I mean, there's a smear campaign, actually, Eggman shows, where they show a picture of her, like, sneezing on Styx or something. Oh, no, Styx sneezing on Amy is a picture.
How many of you guys think that might have been a storyboard picture?
I wouldn't put it past them if they just did it. Hey, look what we've done. Put it in the show, because whenever they do photographs in this series, it's most of the time it's just a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy chimps, publicity photos.
Yes. Whereas all the youth and energy all gone.
Yeah.
So eventually 6 days a day, and she decides, you know what, let's name it Hedgehog Village. And Sonic's like, oh yeah, thanks. I mean, I don't deserve it, but yeah, I'll take it. Not you, her.
Yeah, that's the thing is worth mentioning, because the way they save the day is basically they end up just standing in front of his bulldozer, or Amy does a quick research in the library, which we get a montage of her reading, writing, reading more, falling asleep, then having a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. And she comes up with the decision that that legally, in terms, everything about the village should be inherited by Styx, which why this wasn't figured out before?
Because they're idiots. I mean, let's be fair.
No one reads. I think the only people who read is Amy and Fastidious.
Well, to be fair, he just likes having books around. He doesn't really read them.
This isn't a library, you know. Well, it kind of is, but you don't understand a running joke.
I do think there's a bit, of course, when Amy finds out the solution, she does the whole thing. I found a way to save the village. Yay! And all through the power of studying. Boo! I would have thought the best joke they should have done is Styx, when they finally figured out Styx is in charge. She just sort of shouted to them and say, do that again, I'll have you all in court. Okay. That's up. I like the crazy one. Just have the old monkey say that.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? There's the old monkey and the old possum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to work out what she was.
Yeah. Well, it's basically the two old geezers who kind of come out and do random things like, I'm going home to drink that soda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed this episode. It's like it's a lot, not really much as it's kind of weird because you expect action and a lot of comedy. This one had a decent amount of comedy, but it focused on like the friendship between Amy and Styx, which is just basically, I guess, a lot more mature, a lot more, I guess, a smarter version of Sonic and Tails.
Well, there is a joke.
Not saying that it's better than Sonic and Tails, just that Sonic and Tails seem to have more of a childish nature, whereas Amy and Styx is basically two opposites.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. We saw them in Into the Wilderness, and it's pretty obvious that those two together, they can do things together pretty well.
Sisters.
Exactly. And yeah, also the joke is basically they find out who, because particularly the whole point of the joke is like, what was it? 2 people only voted for Styx, and it kind of makes the question: okay, out of the group, which one of them didn't bother voting? And it's pretty obvious that it was Knuckles, because he tries to keep going on. Why don't you just name it Echidna Town or Knuckles Town?
Why don't you name it Knuckles? I kind of like that name for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Joke wasn't as funny as you were pushing it, but okay.
Yeah. But I could definitely believe him. I was expecting the gag with just suddenly go like, 1 vote for Knuckles Village. It's a good name, I tell you.
Kind of surprising that the same voice actor was his Gorilla Grodd in Injustice 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Travis voices one of the smartest supervillains there is.
And here he is playing.
Well, it's a Flash villain anyway, but
see, that's what a good actor does. He plays one character, plays another.
Overall, I'll give this 3.5. I mean, it lacks on the action, but it had a lot more heart to it.
For reasons I can't really describe too much, just because we already went over everything I really, really care about. I give it 3 I hate Gogobas out of 5.
Okay.
I believe that quip was in this episode.
I think it was, although there's another Gogobos joke we'll get to.
Yeah, that's much later.
Yeah, but for me, again, it was 2. I felt, again, it was kind of being mean to both Styx and Amy, but though it does resolve itself at the end, and at least I thought, okay, at least it ends happily. The 2 other things before we move on. 1, there is a moment in which they're out in the town and Styx is looking at the comic, and someone has pointed out, if you look very carefully, it's actually an Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comic she's reading.
Whoa!
Yeah, there is.
When is that?
It's literally, there's a magazine stand, and then Styx literally picks up one and starts reading.
Oh, wow.
It's either in the stand or she's actually holding it. I can't remember, but it is in that scene. And also...
That's in the beginning? Or
no, it's like middle of the episode when they started to do the campaign.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
A simplified version of the cover of Sonic 201 can be seen. Magazine is getting simplified more like a cut due to featuring the Super Genesis wave characters such as Mina.
Yeah, so there's something to look at, kids.
Yeah, it's the one where Sonic is on stage and is getting 2 peace signs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which hold on, I have it on the shelf here.
Good. Yeah, visual representation, people.
Or if you want editing.
While he's getting there, another thing is also that at the very end, when there is a battle, because most of the episodes end with a battle, one thing I noticed is Styx for some reason now has nunchucks with blades at the end.
Yes.
I can't remember. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's in this episode and the one before, and I'm kind of surprised that's allowed in this type of show.
Allowed? Why wouldn't it be?
Well, put it this way: when Ninja Turtles was on over here, they pretty much cut anything to do with the nunchucks from Michelangelo.
Oh,
yeah. This one.
Yes.
Okay, now
yes.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. Okay. Well, yeah. When you, yeah, that would be the UK one that you're describing. I'm still thinking from the perspective of America.
Yeah.
No, these were imports, so it's exactly the same thing.
No, we were talking about Styx has nunchucks with blades on now in the series every now and again.
Oh.
And as I said to him over here, they pretty much, anytime Michelangelo had it, they tried to cut it out because it's like, oh no, we don't want our kids throwing 2 chain weapons against each other. So you're happy with 2 stabbing knives and a stick.
And a very cheaply done title card. Hero
Yes.
Turtles. You're
Hero
welcome.
Turtles, yeah. Because Ninja is offensive over here back in the day.
Ninja?
Yes.
Ninja,
but
please.
Yeah, exactly. Times have changed, so we're allowed to have it now. Even the new Ninja Turtles actually have it.
Okay.
So, just a bit of fun trivia.
Moving on. Before I get distracted by trivia. Episode 19, aka episode 71, Robot Employees. Eggman creates a new line of automated robots for Meh Burger, and that's the official name. I'm still trying over it.
It has a picture of a burger that looks kind of
meh.
Yes, meh.
There's an animal went through here. No, animals won't eat this. We've done tests. And apparently it's made from mostly paper anyway. People still eat it because I think it's the only fast food joint on the entire island.
Yeah.
Because of Dave's laziness, and we all know a Dave in our life somewhere.
Yeah, and I was going to be particularly interested to hear your view on this, Ever, because this one does focus a lot on Dave, the intern.
Yeah, a Dave-themed episode.
The second, I guess the third Dave-themed episode.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they have Double Doomsday and New Villain.
Yeah, we won't count the ones with the the.
Yeah, with the group. Yeah. Yeah, so because of Dave's laziness and lack of motivation for anything,
or caring,
can I have some ketchup packets on my break?
Yeah, that is the thing.
This is why I personally find this episode so funny, because everything that's going on in terms of of Dave and the robot employees themselves, it's kind of a very odd parallel to my life as a Target employee.
Yeah, I would say it is, because I've heard like the CEO of Hardee's and Carl's Jr.'s wanting to actually have just machines do everything and just remove the human element altogether, which I think is just kind of mean. Like, why is this? Why? It's, I don't know.
Well,
plus my local McDonald's is just there's a touch screen where you can just order the food off there, grab a ticket, and just sit down, and there we go.
Well, here's the flip side to that. See, at Target, what we're doing is we've had a self-checkout section for the longest time now, but we also have more check lanes with actual checkers than we do self-checkout. And trust me, self-checkout is impossible to go through by one's actual self. They constantly need someone to aid the self-checkout area.
Yeah.
So
well, I have to disagree. 9 times out of 10, I have had no problem with self-checkout.
I think it's the case of
because you don't work at Target. Because you don't know because
if your weight, if it's always about the weight system with the bag. Sometimes you leave like a crumpled bag or just one there, all of a sudden alarms go off, won't fucking do anything. You remove items, put items down. It's like, just, it's a bag. It's a bag. It weighs less than a gram itself.
And that constantly goes off, and that's why they have to call guys like me over. So it's not.
But 9 times out of 10, I've never had a problem. I can go.
9 times out of 10, lucky you. I can tell you.
And I've had experience in
you are a customer. I am the employee.
The UK and US self-checkouts.
But have you ever worked there?
No.
No. Okay. Have you worked there for 30 hours a week, 6 months in a row? Don't think so.
No,
so I will
say the experience from a perspective of an employee to a customer, that is granted. but usually you have idiots who just. I've read stories where people just walk up, put their stuff down, and stare at the employee.
There are idiots that come through. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
So
it's like, do it for me.
So that's why. So that's why I would argue, In terms of the episode, it's sort of playing off the phobia that robots are going to take over all of our jobs and everything. And I think from my perspective, it's more or less a yin and yang, but in reality. But of course, because robots are equal Eggman.
That's the crucial thing here, is basically, for all honesty, what you've been talking about last few minutes, none of them had Eggman robots in charge, did they?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So we're not quite there yet. And also, I don't want to go into something like that and then suddenly find myself in the sky for no goddamn reason.
Absolutely.
And that's what Eggman did. He actually had the robot. Stick was right the entire time, but the robot's taken over about the Tin Death Chefs. And with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy all stuck within Meth Burger, who in the freaking air.
Mm-hmm.
Tails has to communicate with Sticks, who does a little dance saying, "I told you so."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're doing the dance, aren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So Sticks and Dave have to be the heroes.
Yeah.
As much as I really want to throw up in my mouth.
I was going to say, this is weird because this whole episode is, for the first time, I think since like when Amy's, particularly when she opened the restaurant just to get back at Dave. This is the first time where you're supposed to feel a bit generally sorry for Dave because he's losing the one thing he kind of has.
Well, the only thing he kind of has, other than living with his mom and wants to be the next Eggman.
Yeah, but actually, I think the Lightning Bolt Society said we're going to get it back, and then they just say, "Sod it, the food service is better."
And that is exactly why I think Dave, from the get-go, is the type of person who deserves to be fired, because he reacts like a little bitch.
When someone asks for anything, no matter how small, especially if says, "Excuse me, can you step out of the way so I can actually get to the soda machine?"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Just a typical teenager reaction. Like, you've asked them for a simple thing, and there's like, and when they do it, they act like they're doing you the most biggest favor of your life.
I'm surprised no one's done a video edit of just having all footage of Dave and just putting it with Kevin the teenager from Harry Enfield.
Dave is the kind of guy you would see rallying for $15 an hour on what he does, but you're kind of like, do you really think he deserves it? I don't.
Well, considering he's the only employee there.
Yeah.
Mind you, what is a freaking currency in this village? What the hell? I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
You just go up and order it, and they just give it to you.
Well, we did talk about this before in the 9 to 5 Nux episode. It's like, how do the gang actually get money, if any?
Yeah.
It's like Gil in Final Fantasy. No one knows what the hell it looks like.
But
what is it? Well, you got these bottle caps and a paperclip. That's the gold and silver. I'll believe bottle caps.
Yeah. That said, this is one of the few episodes where they try to put a side character with the main character, particularly having Styx and Dave together, and we haven't really seen those two interact with each other.
No, usually it's just been Sonic and Amy, and Eggman.
Yeah, dealing with him, and this is the first time, particularly, she comes up to him, "I don't like you and you don't like me, but hey, I can't rely on my own paranoid delusion to save the day, so you're the next best thing."
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, they actually
do their
job and bring the Meth Burger back down.
And we get to see Styx in a semi-spacesuit as well.
Yeah, thank you, Fire and Ice, for giving that little tease.
Finally got there. We got there in the end. I will say the other thing I remember from this episode is when the gang, Tails, Sonic and the gang actually do find a way of getting off, they actually say, use the blankets on the table to actually jump off. And, well, two of them. One, Walrus Lady, or whatever her name is, if that's the name.
Goat Lady.
Lady Walrus.
Lady Walrus.
Lady.
Goat Lady. One, she won't do it because there's a stain on it, and Goat Lady bloody eats the damn thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god, these... that's the first time I've actually... And we do see something going, oh, for God's sakes, these morons.
Yeah,
Walrus Lady is probably the biggest aristocrat there is.
The only one that acts like that. Goat Lady's an anomaly. She's always just popping up. She's never... I wouldn't say she's in... Before, I've never called her an idiot until this episode.
out of all the characters, out of all the cartoon logic moments, this show has to offer. I have to say, okay, parachuting tablecloths. That one's stretching it a little bit, but in terms of this universe, Goat Lady, I see it working. Lady Walrus, I call bullshit.
And where's their babies at that point?
My babies, they're all over the floor.
Yeah. Though I will say one thing I really do like is once Eggman puts them in the air, his then goal is basically, I'm just going to sunbathe in the crater.
Mm-hmm.
Just love that. But they're just him being just like, right, I've got what I've done. Now time to relax.
Yes.
I'll give this episode again a 3.5. I just don't like Dave. I just still don't. I would have given it 4, but I just don't like Dave.
All right, I'm just saying this episode's not made you any kinder to him whatsoever.
No, I still want to punch his teeth in.
You mean his tooth?
He's one tooth with braces on.
No, he's got two. It's 2 buck teeth.
He's 2 buck teeth that happens to have one brace.
They happen to be merged into one.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. But as someone who actually had braces as a kid, you don't want to punch someone in the mouth with braces.
So what's your rating for this, James?
At least I'm not punching you.
Okay. I know you'd like to, though. Anyway.
No, I'll get a chance for that later.
So, I give this episode 3.5 sticks dances out of 5.
Okay.
Right. And I want to see that. And I want to see that clip as a Giphy.
It will be on there as a Giphy somewhere on Tumblr. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
It will. There's gifs for everything.
Yeah. Again, for me, it's a 3. Like I said, I do feel like at least this one made Dave a little bit more useful towards the very end, at least. And it's an okay episode. Not brilliant, but okay. And I guess really the ultimate joke at the end is after saving the day and rebuilding robots, Eggman still has to go to the Bedburger and still be told, it's on its break.
Mm-hmm.
So, revenge.
So, moving on to episode 20, aka 72. Give bees a chance.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
And this
was quite hyped up, wasn't it?
Yeah, because this one was also teased in an image for Sonicguru Shirts. And was this actually written?
Yeah.
This was written by Cindy Robinson, the voice actress who plays Amy Rose.
Amy.
Yeah.
And it's an Amy
I was just
Rose...
making sure, because this fucking list only says writer right at the top. And it's just like...
Right, okay.
Okay. I had to make sure. Yeah, it's written by Cindy Robinson.
We should also mention, while some of these episodes came out, there was a thing called Ask the Boom Crew, which basically meant when they do premiere on the channel, they actually give some promotion of ask the people who made the damn thing, and we'll tell you stuff about it.
Mm-hmm.
When did we get the idea? What was the joke? Is there anything we cut out? And particularly this one was a big one, like saying, how did you get to write this episode? What was the inspiration? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quick synopsis. Amy nurses one of Eggman's bee robots back to health and adopts it as a pet.
Yeah. Well, it started with them initially in that excavation mine thing from Counterproductive, where they found another crystal, which Eggman tries to nab, and just typical.
Which is called the Fregosi Sapphire.
Yes. And we get your usual run around robot bashing stuff, and we get a particularly great bit where Sonic falls off the edge, calling the entire crew to get ready, and then with 2 jokes. One, the whole thing of is that okay, gang? Roger. Who's Roger? He's talking to me.
He's talking to me. It's communication is key in relationships, Sonic. Relationship? Who said anything about a relationship?
Yes. And we get a
shipping alert.
Exactly. Yes, we get that as well. So we get 2 jokes in one scene.
Sorry, I just snorted into the microphone.
See, it's that funny, it made him mucus.
Mm-hmm.
So, gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Clip. That was like the one clip everyone started passing around because of the Son Amy moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of episodes is basically Amy treating Bee as a pet, and she named it Bee.
Yeah, and it's funny because this episode brings up what happens to all the destroy badniks once the fight's over, and particularly in this case, I think it's Orbot and Cubot's job to just take them off.
Yeah, just scoop them all up, put them into a bin, and just bring them all back for recycling them.
Put them in a
build back again.
Yeah,
yeah.
Then we're off.
The only thing that would possibly be making this episode a little bit hammier is if she called it B. Arthur.
No, it's a girl.
Yeah.
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 So
B. Arthur was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Golden Girls?
No. Well, not for a long time.
Okay. Well, do you know who Betty White is?
Yeah. I've remembered it now. Thank you.
There you
Mike's just told me, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like we've got to find. Found it.
Yes, I didn't use the internet. I used my own memory.
Yeah, it's just full of fucking filing cabinets everywhere.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's just getting through them quickly.
It's just like Dreamcatcher, you know. Don't you limp around in your head?
No, mine's got a cat in there. It just doesn't do anything. It just bring me stuff saying, "Did you know?" No, I already knew that. But the majority episode is basically Eggman trying to nab the Fregosi Sapphire, and Knuckles taking care of it with the fourth wall joke. People have been complaining I don't take care of enough precious rocks.
Mm-hmm.
As we said, these show writers know what you people have been saying, and they will use it as a weapon, my friends.
I even asked one of the writers if he'd been watching our podcast for ideas. He said, "I don't know, but send me a link." I'm just like, "Sorry, I don't have the heart to send you a link to a playlist of 10 hours worth of podcast."
Just chatting.
I don't think I sit through 10 hours of it.
No, and let's be fair. Also, we'd be sitting here going like, "I would have done that better. That joke's not funny." So we probably wouldn't want to listen to all that.
He likes. I'm pretty sure he likes some good feedback.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But Eggman does eventually nab the Fregosi Sapphire, puts it into his obliterator bot, and takes back all the robots, including B.
Yeah, although we do get one quick bit where she decides to hide it in the Go-Go Buzz village, in which at first she's going to have to deal with Mr. Killjoy here, and just fucking goes in the tent.
Kill these characters off, please. Just let them die.
And she tried guilt tripping them. It's like, okay,
at the very end, there's a scene after the robot's taken. It's like, yeah, you could help me. I'm sorry. I feel like there was another scene that was going to happen where we go like, wow, is this how it feels to everybody else? Jeez.
Yeah. But due to Amy's training of B, she actually finds her again.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately dies.
Well, breaks again. Actually, it ends up breaks up 4 times in this episode. First time she meets him, then when she tells him to play dead, and then yeah, because when robots play dead, they explode.
I just remember that.
Yeah. I
had to pause the video for like 30 seconds so I can get the chuckles out.
Yeah. And who says Sonic Boom's not funny?
Mm-hmm.
Haters who haven't seen an episode of Sonic Boom since playing Rise of Lyric, which I have completed and accepted the game anyway. But moving on.
Yeah.
I will be waiting for it to be on whatever platform that I can muster up.
Well, once you get your ass over here, you can play it.
Oh, thank you.
And suffer.
Yeah.
See, you had the Wii U. I don't.
It's only on the Wii U because Sega hasn't got around to porting that yet. Thanks for Bayonetta, but hey, we want the Sonic games.
I know, but that's the case if anybody cares. But either way. But generally speaking, all right. 2 things. One, I do like the whole just the whole montage of her training the bee, particularly the hoop thing.
I like the whole scrapbooking aspect of it too.
Yeah,
that's
the
kind of
scrapbook
cute.
joke, and even the whole bit where they're trying to help her for her emotions, where they try to cook, which
they try to cheer her up, saying it's your birthday party. Just no.
That's it. That doesn't work, Knuckles. Why? She's the life of the party. She's got a party hat.
Then just like, oh, we're gonna make a cupcake. Are those done yet? Been in there for 3 hours.
As we've proven, none of these characters know how to cook.
Do you know how long it takes cupcakes to actually cook?
Yeah, close to an hour.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also get a very quick bit of the last-ditch effort. Let's talk about our
feelings.
Oh, so I said what we're talking about. Oh, no, emergency. Saved by the Eggman.
Tease.
Yeah.
That should be a TV show. Saved by the Eggman.
Yeah. And then also we find out this is as I said before, I think all of series 2 is felt like they've been sort of shitting on Amy. It's either been shitting on Amy or Tails quite a lot in some episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that's what it feels like because they seem to be getting the short end of the stick.
I
And
think actually rewatching a few episodes, I think Sonic's getting the most shat on.
probably
His ego is his own worst enemy.
yeah, that's becoming more of a thing. But I generally feel more sorry for more for Amy and Tails than I do Sonic because it's like, well, he'll get out of it in the end. That's the attitude. But I do feel this one at least felt like, again, there was a bit more of a nuance to it rather than just. It was still incredibly funny, but there was more. It was centered around her and was actually about her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she gets beat back and is powered by a shard of the Frigosi.
Oh, before that, we do learn the lesson of what happens when you push her too far.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically she will beat the living shit out of you.
Did we learn that in episode 7 of Sonic X?
Didn't we learn that in every episode with Amy whatsoever?
It's basically this Amy, because remember, this is not the love-crazed loon Amy we're dealing with. This is the more calmed-down version.
No. But
this is the modern love-crazed loon. What are you talking about?
The only time we saw it was 9 to 5 Knuckles when she basically chewed out Barker.
She used legal claim and then used rage at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Which was a brilliant moment.
Yes, indeed.
Which
I'm tempted to do a vid skit of that with just replacing all the dialogue with Cal swearing in the pilot episode of South Park.
So
I don't hear a note. So.
Overall, like Unnamed episode, there's a lot more heart to this one. It's like this is Amy's episode, even though
it's written by her.
Yeah, written by his actress who understands the character.
Yeah.
Well, this character, not compared to the actual
Well, yeah, that's the funny
Minnie
thing.
Mouse variant.
I know, because your complaint before was you said the way she's been in the games is a bit too Minnie Mouse, or at least she acts more like Minnie Mouse.
So,
which is not a discredit against the actress, first of all. We're not bad naming her. We're just saying that she can do it right. It just depends if she's given good material.
Mm-hmm.
And good voice direction.
Exactly.
At least she had it in Lego Sonic.
You could be silly in this one.
Yeah. So I give this 4.5.
Yeah, it's a 4 for me. I like it. It's definitely a highlight for Series 2.
Give it 4.5 scrapbooks out of 5.
Yes.
This episode in this particular batch, I think this batch of 8. This is one of this was the highlight episode.
You said this is the most stronger run.
I think so. I like the compassion that was put into the writing of this episode. I like the fact that Cindy Robinson shows a lot of self-love here. They introduce a new character who genuinely you would like to see again at some point, which hopefully that happens. But I don't know. Whatever. We're probably not going to see B again for another 15 episodes at least.
Maybe.
Generally speaking, with the way that the show goes.
Yeah.
It's very one-off by nature. We know that.
Yeah.
Or maybe the 4-parter will do us all a favor and be the mega mashup of everything that we want to see in.
Yeah, like I said, I do think that this series has felt like they're building more secondary characters to bring back. But 2 very last things I want to do for this episode is one of the inspiration for this episode actually was based on Cindy's relationship with her own pet who died. So pretty much she basically turned that into.
Aww.
So
that comes across here.
Yeah, and second, as I said before, with it feels like they're downtrodden some of the characters. For me, this is the first time I think Amy's compassion didn't immediately get stomped out, because she often tries to be the nice one or the compassionate one, and it's immediately either snubbed off or turned into a joke immediately. In this one, they didn't do that, and I think that was a good thing.
Yeah, I'm actually somewhat reminded of an episode of the more recent Pound Puppy series, which, by the way, I don't watch frequently, but the two times that I did, which I partially sort of snoozed through, There was one episode where this one dog character in their team invents a best friend, and they have a sort of assistments with each other as the show goes on, and then when you at the end the robot gets destroyed and you legitimately feel sorry, but then it gets rebuilt again and happy hallelujah. That's kind of how this episode did go, but it also gave me the feels. So
we also be thankful because in this universe there's no animals in the badniks, so that would have been even doubly tragic.
Okay, moving on before we start crying.
Yeah, B died for our sins, man.
And a joke.
Episode 21, year 73, Mombot.
And he leaves.
Spring light.
Oh, okay.
To light the darkest hour.
Feeling a need for unconditional love, Eggman creates a Mombot.
Well, it's not like Eggman's not had an actual mother before. Adventures has proven that.
Yes.
Several times.
Yes.
Twice with a mustache.
Yes.
This one has a mustache. Who knows where they got the inspiration from that?
It's like, how do we do Robotnik's mother? Gee.
Yes.
The only little thing that actually is his signia.
Yeah, Mama Robotnik, the one who encouraged him to run for president and then voted against him because makes sense, right?
Well, it's Adventures. What does make sense?
Yes.
Why? Because it's evil to do it.
And she was ballot stuffing too. She had a huge freaking stack of votes against him. Like what?
Yeah, but what we're basically saying is, outside of Adventures and even the Christmas with Sonic specials, where we don't really see Eggman's parents or any other relations to him that much.
No,
at least in terms of animation.
I think it's because you don't really expect it. No one's actually like, I wonder what his parents feel about this. I mean, the only one we have is, in game-wise, is a grandfather and a cousin.
Yeah.
Who all turned out evil, so...
Well, Maria wasn't exactly evil.
Well, we'll just say it's basically, you took one thing away, I'm going to make you pay. Because that always works.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well...
Back to Mombot.
Yeah, back to Mombot.
Turns out her unconditional love of praising and giving him treats and cakes became a bit too much, where she went overly critical of everything he did and basically tried to force him to be friends with Sonic and embarrassing him.
She evolved
like actual moms do. Hi, Mom.
To all the mothers out there.
Another Cindy Robinson character too.
I was gonna say the voice of Mombot, was it Cindy Robinson?
Apparently, according to the Sonic Wiki.
All right then, because I was gonna say, because I did watch this thinking, is this not either her or Styx's actress doing the voice?
And this is one thing that was confusing. I think because I was just watching these episodes earlier today just to refresh. I think Mombot was briefly mentioned in the episode prior to this one.
Was she?
At one point.
All right.
Yeah, was it during Give Easy a Chance or Robot Employees? Somewhere in there she was mentioned before the episode where she was actually created.
Okay, the only one I remember, I mean, I'm just saying this in terms of the word mother, is in Closed Door Policy, where Amy does the whole thing about, when they're battling Eggman, she psychologically analyzes him that he has mother issues. I do not have mother issues.
It wasn't that one.
I know, but that's the one I'm thinking of.
I could be wrong there. If anyone can debunk me, please leave it in the comments.
Just don't call him a dick.
Yeah.
Another thing about the aside from the Mombot scenario, we get introduced to a side character who actually is a bit more prominent.
Yeah.
Welcome, Beth the Shrew.
Who I have seen before. She has been in the
We have seen in The Biggest Fan.
Yeah, and I do remember she was in the Midnight Hour as well.
Howdy, mister. I want to be a scientist like you, mister.
Yeah, the side plot of this is
she is a southern lass.
Yeah, the side plot of this whole episode about what kicks it off is there's a science fair going on in the town, and they give the award to Tails because we never gave it to the evil genius.
Tails was the judge.
Tails was the judge, yes. Tails was the judge. And ends up having you spend a whole day with this guy, and it's basically the whole episode is him trying to impress this little girl.
Who won by having a diorama of the solar system, compared to the reindeer girl's potato clock.
Yes.
You wind it up and it gets you a potato clock. That was a good joke, I thought.
Is it funny because it's not funny, or is it a double bluff?
Yes, well, and while Tails trying to impress this girl, just when she kept oh, I do this. Like, why would you do that? Why can't you just do this instead? Who's a scientist here?
That's the first we've seen Tails actually is like, hey, are you questioning me?
Believe me, I've met people like that who just don't admit to any wrong. They're too perfect to actually
do not to any nonsense of that. You could do this easier.
Yeah. Well, eventually, Knuckles does something, and she's impressed by that and moves on.
Yeah, exactly. And
lots of heavy lifting exclusively upper body exercises.
Yeah, and funny enough, we also get later on, Tails becomes impressed with Knuckles' strength. And I think this is the first time I've seen Tails actually getting friendly with Knuckles, because most of the time it's been just, oh, you idiot, or kind of giving him a look.
It's just kind of that.
Yeah, this is the first time he legitimately is like interested in what Knuckles is doing, which eventually drives the girl away. To Sticks of all people.
Who would just walk off expressing their own paranoid theories?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Tails and Knuckles are happy just throwing stuff.
I want to be a paranoid lunatic just like you, mister. Even though you're not a mister.
Yes. Actually, one thing worth mentioning, this character is actually named after Bill, the showrunner's wife, actually. So there you go.
Bill Freeberger,
yes.
This is... so his wife's name is Beth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she's going to live with that for the rest of her life now.
Mm-hmm.
You're part of the Sonic community. You will never leave.
Never. Moving back onto the Mombot plot.
Yeah.
Mombot is trying to force Eggman to be friends with Sonic, so go out to the movies. Eggman tries blowing him up.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It was basically go and make friends with him, and it's just another ploy to I'm going to go there and try and destroy him, and he immediately counteracts it.
Yeah, to a point where she invites Sticks, Amy, and Sonic over for dinner, and says, "Are you two going steady?" And those look at each other. She's right, you're no longer a spring chicken.
Yeah, Sticks comes out with basically saying, Amy, you're getting a bit old. You may have been 15 for quite some time now, but you better settle down.
As soon as you get to the 1/6.
So say what now?
Yeah, Sticks calls out Amy's, she's getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
This is the first episode where it doesn't just cut out or end on a joke. It's like, oh, I just want to...
Well, we got to mention, because Eggman gets pissed off of her so much, he decides he's going to just turn her off, and at the very end decides to give her a cruise around the world. So basically, she's alive, but doesn't have to be in the show.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know that's the end of a joke.
And I'm saying they're going like, well, as long as the joke's funny.
Well, it's a fourth wall break, so that counts as a joke.
Okay.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't mind seeing less of this Mombot character in the show personally, but it really feels like she really feels like a character that could just legit have one episode.
But actually, there's two things I want to bring up before we get to ratings. Is question for you, James. Actually, because in this episode, as Mombot starts to take over a bit more, we see Orbot and Cubot in sailor outfits. And I want to ask this question. What is up with the Americans' attitude of putting kids in sailor outfits? Because
it just looks cute.
This is the thing I started to see because I saw a trailer for Boss Baby where they had that joke. Then I remember Ninja Turtles did that joke, and lots of other children's cartoons have done that. Where does this come from?
You can blame Donald Duck.
I would say it's just because it's cute, then Donald Duck, and I would
Popeye.
say I would. I was gonna think Japan then for a second because Sailor Moon stuff,
Yeah,
but
that's
I think of male sailor equivalents. I don't think there is.
No,
I think it's just. I think it's just like an American thing that's just like, oh look, they look cute little singers.
I know. What is it about the Navy that children dressed up in it makes them look adorable? What is it about that thing? That's my question.
I don't know. What is it about men in uniform that women love so much? Or used to?
And if you watching this, please feel free in the comments to give us your answer.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us which uniform, because no reasons. I don't need no uniform. I just have to keep a goatee, and there we go.
All right.
I've legitimately met some women who are just like, oh, I like men in sailor suits. I just saw Anchors Away a month ago, man. That's like my favorite movie now.
All right, is that the one with the cameo Tom and Jerry, or am I thinking of a different? Makes more sense.
So overall, Mombot is decent. Introduced a side character who actually has more lines, basically on the equivalent of Mike from It's Just a Guy. And I don't know, it's more of an Eggman episode than anything else, even though half the plot is Beth and Tails.
It's really split between the two. I think this is the first time I've noticed there was the A and B side plot going along.
Yeah, over time.
Surprisingly enough, they don't really intertwine at the very end as well.
No, usually it comes to certain plot, especially season 1. It's introduced something at the beginning, have a scenario happen, and and just do Chekhov's gun. Yeah,
it basically, you set up something, it becomes the answer at the very end.
Yeah, and just bring out Double Doomsday again. Oh, here's a device that actually just turns the voltage, inverts the water flow, or the actual clockwise rotations.
Yeah.
And we need that to actually fix a black hole.
Yeah, we need that to save the episode.
Yeah.
So I'll give this one, again, 3.5. I could give it 3.5 a lot this time around, aren't I?
All right.
I think it's like getting better, or there's nothing here to actually offend me.
All right.
I'd say, sorry. Offend me. I'm just like, do you like it? No? Nothing.
As part of the Sonic community, we can definitely assure that this show does not offend any of our entertainment.
Unless you're a southern lass who doesn't like the way Beth talks, in which case you feel to be offended.
Well,
second time, she's probably 6 years old.
Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows when we'll see Beth again?
I give this episode Mr. Point Mister out of Mister.
That's a free, isn't it?
Yes.
Mr. Okay. I was hoping what that was. I give this a 4. I really enjoyed it. Fun, funny. 2 other quick things. One, someone pointed out, and I noticed it immediately, is the cinema is playing Eggman's cinematic theme from the games.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's there. And second, there is a bit when Tails decides to leave this. There is a quick gag about saying, there's nothing dangerous here. And then we see clearly a chainsaw hanging on top of the roof with a plug that looks like it's about to fall off. And 2 things, and particularly if you look at that chainsaw, it does look particularly bloody. Which leads me to 2 things. 1, Tails has killed before, and 2, if pushed, he will kill again.
It's the alternate ending to that Rashomon episode they had last season.
the fire in the credit workshop.
I like a guy who's handy.
Handy. I was going to say murders everyone at the end. Ooh, there's the dark one.
Oh, well,
and then the murders begin.
At least we know Percy's still alive.
Yeah, her and her identical twins.
Stacy. All right, moving on. Episode 22. I realize we're not going to go up to episode 25. It's just episode 24.
Are we?
So yeah, that will make it 9 episodes.
Oh, why don't we? Because if we might as well end where the big stuff's about to happen.
Yeah. Fair enough. Episode 22, aka 74, Muck-foot.
Muck-fuck? What?
Muck-foot.
Muck-foot. Muck-foot. No.
Okay. Yes, in this particular episode, yeah, hooray, a Tales themed episode. I'm happy. Yeah,
sorry.
Knuckles starts camping out in the woods.
To live somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the running joke, right? Ever since 9 to 5, that's the running joke.
Well, really, since series 1, he has nowhere really to live.
And he starts taking these berries to put himself to sleep. And while they're out in the woods,
Stargazing.
yes, Dan's leaving off for a description. This really says a lot about how much he cares about this episode. Can you? And Dan is such a son of a bitch. Oh, he's back.
Yes.
Okay.
What you say?
Just kidding. Okay, but in any case, yeah, Tails decides to go stargazing with the telescope again.
There is no difference between that and a regular telescope.
And he sees something out in the woods. He decides to do a little investigation, sets up a camera rig, and takes a photograph of what he believes is Muck-foot.
Apart from one where you see his face scared out of his mind.
In 2D, drawn.
Yeah. I think it's 2D, is it?
Yeah.
Most of the photographs are generally 2D drawn anyway, so...
Pictures, yeah, but again, just a funny... if you want to see Tails with a funny face, you'll enjoy that scene.
Yes. Or just mess around with Gmod with a Tails model, there you go.
And so, yeah, the town commends him for this tremendous discovery. Muck-foot mania starts going crazy, and everyone's a big fan because it's an obvious parallel to Bigfoot and that whole idea. But then he finds out that there's no Muck-foot. It's just Knuckles taking a berry and sleepwalking into mud and trudging around like that.
Yeah, and it's bizarrely enough, Styx is the one who becomes the moral compass in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should tell them everything about it. It's like, no, he can't. He likes the fame too much.
Fame goes to his head.
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell you that. Bigfoot is real. T-shirts everywhere.
Yeah, there's actually a great bit in this episode again, where he's walking through the village and everybody's going, "Great job." I forget my opinion on you. I love that. And he comes from the old monk. It's like, what is my relationship with you? I don't remember. I don't think the episode writer put it in here today.
The one joke that I got a chuckle out of was when Tails was in the woods at night. He runs into Eggman wearing clown makeup, and he asks him, "Why are you wearing clown makeup?" And Eggman fires back, "Why are you wearing clown makeup?"
I'm not wearing any.
But well, it sort of raises that question about the design of these characters. You know, it's sort of what. If you do look at them in terms of the nose, the face, the face and the mouth areas being a different color than the rest of them,
yeah,
it goes back to the whole Mickey Mouse design, which the series has gone, which this whole franchise has gone with from the get-go.
Well,
but
more or less Mickey Mouse's body with Felix the cat's head.
Mm-hmm. But
which is.
The kind of the appeal there is the clown-like design when you break it down.
Which is surprising you said that, because the other day, if you want to visit me on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have a picture of this thing that James has been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, free plugging. So if you want to visualize it properly instead of using your head, go on my Facebook page. It's there. Anyway.
Well, T.W. Barker finds out the truth and kidnaps Knuckles who's still asleep.
Who doesn't realise he's Muck-foot.
Mhm.
I'm here with Muck-foot. No, he's everywhere.
Look, it's Muck-foot's better looking twin. Yes.
We see Eggman again with the clown makeup.
And
To be
he's
fair, though, sorry, I was just going to say the other thing. After the clown whole thing, metaphors type stuff. To be fair, I just want to put it down to Eggman is a bit of a weirdo and does have some weird kicks.
Yeah, he's a clown by nature, but yeah, in this episode he's not just in here because plot said so. He's in here because he's fulfilling his lifelong dream of wanting to become a circus clown.
I mean, let's be fair, they have pointed out in this series that Eggman is quite a lonely, sad man.
Yeah.
So,
but it turns out he actually was working with T.W. Barker and gives him Scorpion and Ballbots.
Yeah.
Which is completely unrelated. It's just he happens to have clown makeup.
Well, let's be fair. I mean, T.W. Barker is meant to be the other villain of the series, which, depending if you really consider him a villain or a nuisance.
But Tails figures out, oh hey, let's just use the berries on the bears and everyone else to force them to all to sleep because that's what the berries do.
And sleepwalk into the night.
Yeah, then we'll have Muck-foots all over the place.
Actually, that's what they should have ended the episode as. That should have been the alternate ending.
Yeah. Eventually, it's like, okay, let's wash Knuckles off. Knuckles doesn't exist. We all hate Tails now, but hey, at least he was being honest.
Yeah. Oh, hey, another gag actually. When they find out Knuckles has been kidnapped and talking to Styx on the phone, she actually decides to order some pizza. And am I right saying that this is the first time we've seen her use a normal phone?
I guess. Well, aside from
I know she has one at home, but that's
aside from robot employees. But yeah,
I'm saying that one's made of like sticks and twigs and acorns. But again, it's funny that she's the one who decides let's have a pizza, and then after the whole incident's done, you actually see the gang eating it. Everyone tells us apologizing
because consequences are icky.
Well, you can't keep a good joke down. That's my attitude.
But after everything settles down, who picks up a photograph but the actual Muck-foot?
I thought it was a hat.
It was they drop a Muck-foot hat because Muck-foot mania is over with. It's not real.
And the reality is he was real all along.
What a twist.
Overall, even though it's a Tails-focused episode, we get more Tails and Styx interaction, which again, like with Tails and Knuckles, there's barely anything about that.
No.
Over then Nutwork.
Yeah, I mean the main thing with obviously the big sort of dividing force with them two is obviously Tails is all about inventions of technology and she's the opposite of that. So again, that kind of seems to be the thing of okay, what can we do with these two clashing characters' personalities?
Yeah, it works out pretty well actually.
Yeah,
I think so. I give this one 4 glowing red Muck-foot eyes out of 5.
Why do we yell?
Am I the only one who noticed that? Because when Knuckles gets captured while sleepwalking as Muck-foot, you look at his face.
Yeah, he's got his eyelids shut.
His eyelids are not covered in mud, and they just sort of look like these red spheres that are on his face. And I'm like,
photograph when they take photos and they're glowing yellow first, but
whatever continuity. But yeah, I kind of thought that was a nice subtle touch to realize. Oh wait, it's not like that because he's evil or anything, or soulless. It's like that because his eyes are freaking closed.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I give this one like 2.5, even though I like the interaction between Tails and Styx. It's just the village idiots, really.
As we mentioned, as the series is going on, we're finding out that the village hedgehog is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Again, I would say like a 2 or whatever. It's okay. Again, I'm surprised they actually built a new model at the very end just to do that joke. So,
we may see it again.
Who knows? Recycling.
Maybe he'll be an NPC after this. He'll
just be in the background. Nobody will care.
And he only talks to Styx.
That's it. That's what the next episode should be. It's
Bill Bill or whoever's been writing all this, like Alan, credit me or credit no.
Credit us.
Yeah, credit us. Even though it's my idea, credit us.
It was your idea to have him an NPC?
No, it's my idea to have him actually be friends with Sticks.
Sticks.
Okay.
There you go. So there you go. Another Sticks episode for you guys. Get to work.
Okay.
Okay, episode 23, aka 75. Nominators Rising.
And I get to play.
We get that one bad guy that was in an episode called Musical Friends who did fuck
And
all.
now I get to play musical chairs.
Yes. All fulfilled. Yeah, because we did an Iron Box, I understand, and at first we actually thought this was going to be the start of the four-parter. We thought, oh, he's going to be like the main antagonist or the thing that causes the mess. But in the end, no, it's just a one-off of him goofing around mainly.
Pretty much has two lackeys who's called Bit and Beta, which is just cute.
Yeah. Doesn't one of them say, like, why do we live in this pixelized world so that women can enjoy us, but not for our looks, but our personality? No! So there you go. But yeah, the whole setup for this episode is it starts off with a weird science parody. If you don't know what that movie is, it's two teenagers build a perfect girl in the shower using a computer.
Yeah, that's called Real Science.
Real science. Weird science. Well, the movie's called
Weird Science. There you go.
Science, yes. And for the purpose of, bizarrely enough, Tetsu took in 3D printing to the next level by creating sentient life out of computer game characters.
Yeah, by also having a size cap on it.
Yes.
So what did they create? But Mrs. Tomatopotamus, the actual genius of the evolution of humans with diversity by putting a red bow on top of a character.
We're talking to you, Miss Pac-Man.
If you are at all real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
we get a quick gag from Sonic. You know, could you pronounce a certain princess I've been wanting to know? And then we get a quick Amy glare.
Is that the princess in the castle I want to meet?
Yeah.
That could be either Princess Peach or Elise. So pick
it. Take your pick, kids.
Or Zelda.
Might as well.
Third wall. Okay.
Let's be fair, Link's never going to do anything with him. He doesn't say a goddamn thing.
The amount of fan fiction there is shipping Zelda and Sonic.
Yeah.
In Sonic and Peach as well. That exists. Those exist. Mind you, Andrew, I have to pick one of them. I'd say Sonic and Samus is a better pairing.
That's nothing.
That's a real pairing.
Well, at least they're both adventurous, so I can see that. But that's about it.
That's nothing. The picture that I saw this past week.
Oh no.
Was shipping Shrek with a female SpongeBob, and they already who was pregnant, and they already had a baby Shadow.
That I'm gonna say, I know the original artist of the Shrek and Shadow shipping picture.
Oh,
it was a friendship picture about a storyline she was writing, and everyone took it completely out of context, saying, "Oh, they're shipping these two completely little characters together." It's like, really? I was there from the fucking beginning when it started, and it's like everyone's just grabbed the wrong end of the fucking stick.
Okay.
And they return.
So, the hell?
Oh no, not mine.
That's you.
Has to be.
Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know you.
Right. Don't want what you're selling.
So, damn, it's fucking windy. Getting back to normality.
Mm-hmm.
We're Nominators.
Nominators discovers Tails' a little invention and decides, you know what, let's use it. Let's hack it and use it.
Let's get into the real world.
About 2 inches tall.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And less pixelated.
Yes.
So
I'm kind of surprised that we got to see him again, although let's be said, he did die from stupidity last time we saw him.
I forget what happened last time.
Yeah, remember Orbot and Cubot went into the game world to defeat him, and they used the stupid game to defeat him?
I think this is how bad that episode was. Completely forgot. I just know the name, and he was in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They used the power of Rot Donut Thursday to destroy him.
So, with them in the real world, they had to travel across, basically do the Saudi of Arabia theme behind it, and travel across Tails' lab with a lot of animals, surprisingly.
Yeah, we do find out why.
Yeah, there's a cat. Not an anthropomorphic cat, just a normal cat.
Yeah.
So,
and actually that you just reminded me of something there. They did establish something somewhat crucial in the Muck-foot episode.
Yes.
When they said Muck-foot will be the missing link between animal and anthropomorphic animal.
Basically, it means from it walks on four legs and doesn't speak to you to it can convey a conversation with you while having dinner.
Yeah. So if you ever had that as an inkling of a question in your head, that's explained.
It's explained here in this madcap world of Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Probably never brought up again.
Yes.
Eventually, Nominators actually grabs the machine, turns back into normal size, and steals it. Tails tries to figure out why it's gone.
It's funny actually because there's one bit where, funny enough, the gang actually have never met Nominators before. This is the first time they met him.
And just they all think he's an Eggman
creation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because of the size cap, Knuckles is looking after Hippopotamus.
After running around the warehouse trying to get it.
And eventually, she grows 4 times as her size.
Yeah.
Yep, scratch one up for the macro scene.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because
it's just we go when we actually do catch up with Nominators, we do get a good scene, good fourth wall, and good fan messaging. Who dares oppose Nominators? Vile sensation and destroy our worlds. So, vile sensation, you know, that cute season panda or all those weird pictures of me.
Again, they're using as a weapon.
It's like that passed around everywhere.
Yeah.
I kept seeing it on the Facebook and Tumblr. It's just fair enough. It's one of the best self-referential jokes there is.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot in this series. I'll say that.
Well, this season specifically, anyway.
Yeah, particularly series 2. Yeah.
So,
though it is funny, actually, one thing, because as they journey, just quickly going back, as they journey towards the machine, there is a moment in which he jumps on the back of a bird and seems to use his electronic, whatever the hell it is, his like power. And it kind of made me wonder, is like, does he actually have any power in this world? Can he control things? And because I remember watching that, and later in the episode, we do see them freezing Amy and
I think he does, but he doesn't do it he can't when he's small.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't affect the animals that size. Although that said, you know, when you think they're in danger, who comes along? Tomatopotamus.
Yeah.
Save the day.
And when Tails is trying to figure out who the hell stole it, we figure out, the reason why there's a lot of animals there is because Knuckles being put in small...
putting fish underneath the floorboards.
Yeah, and that explains all the animals. And,
yeah,
we see the cross-eyed moose again.
Yeah, the cross-eyed moose is running around. Yeah, it was funny because Knuckles
Eggman actually wipes his computer mouse with his armpit.
Which Tails calls...
And that's like the epitome of Eggman's plan. Just... That was his plan. That was his entire plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you said, he's
unfrozen.
Very sad man.
Yeah, the actual stag was getting to freeze then.
All right, sorry. You were freezing on my end as well.
And
but yeah, as we said, this is again also another thing we get is actually Eggman helping out the gang voluntarily.
Well, not the first time, but
not the first time, but it's
just like we've got my enemy of my enemy is my friend until that enemy goes away and we're enemies again.
Until he turns his back, then I stab him and run off.
Yeah,
frenemies, whatever.
Yeah.
Sonic and Eggman can only be frenemies in Sonic Boom. You could do that in the main series, I'm gonna punch someone.
But as I said, if you do it as a joke, but let's be fair, we know they would just always play off each other.
Yeah, I know. It's just a lot of people they're starting to spill it over into the main series, especially when they did it with Twitter. It's just like I don't mind it as a joke, but just don't do it in the main games.
Yeah.
And
the important thing is they both hate each other. That's all that counts.
So eventually, Nominators gets shrunk back into his preferred size, and is a little aquarium pet a little pet for
He's
Eggman.
Basically a pair of ants for Eggman to play with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all for prison food is ain't half bad.
Can you imagine Eggman at the end of the episode just taking the container and going?
To be fair, I was expecting all button keyboards.
Oh, you're really mad now.
Earthquake test.
Earthquake test.
He's good. With my help, he'd probably be the best. I never bring up my Jim Carrey impression that often.
But when it calls for.
So this one I actually quite enjoyed. This one is definitely 4 out of 5.
For me, it's a 3. I mean, again, I was surprised how much of it was focused on Nominators, and particularly mainly just him. Like I said, it was mainly his struggle / pathetic attempts to get anything in this episode. So I was kind of surprised that his comeback is mainly just making him look like a fool.
Or maybe Natalis Rout-Suizak. I don't know how you pronounce that name.
All right.
Natalis Rout-Suizak.
Isn't that the series director?
Producer as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So maybe he actually heard I don't know who the hell it is.
All right.
Maybe they actually listened to the complaints. Like, hey, you introduce a new villain, but you do F all with him.
Do nothing with him.
So this was like, he does something now, and he actually is a bit more. He's kind of a little bit like Eggman, but actually has special powers.
Yeah, except he's still just a buffoon.
With 2 henchmen.
Yeah, 2 stupid idiots. It's in a crazy world.
For me, surprisingly, he ditched his cape.
Yeah, that's one thing. I was surprised actually, because I did wonder, did he have a cape? Because I remember in his first episode, he just take it off when he starts going on fire for no reason.
Yeah, he had a cape.
And he uses that to cover his head, so there you go. For me, it's a 3. Like I said, I was surprised how much of it was focused on him. I did enjoy most of it, and who knows, if they want to do continuity for joke's sake, they can just have him in the background, just sitting there pathetically in Eggman's lair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 micro fetish scenes out of 5. You know that's happening. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, I guess overall I just sort of felt like this was an adequate episode. Maybe even less than 3. I was starting to forget stuff. All right. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happens when I try to bite off so many viewings in a short period of time. Mm-hmm. Seriously, I watched this show. I was watching this show on my phone yesterday over my lunch break. That's okay. I did watch all these episodes. I just already, but I just need to have a refresher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, episode 24, 76. Yeah. Eggman's brother. Steve Eggman comes to town.
And let the Despicable Me memes start here, kids.
His name is Steve.
I know, but everybody basically went, hey, you seen that trailer of Despicable Me 3 where he has a brother with a bad wig?
Mm-hmm.
So
here you go.
This looks like Eggman with a bad wig and wears a blue jacket with fastens on the opposite side.
And has a bit of a surfer dude voice.
When it comes to actually opposite, it's always surfer dude.
As Underground has proven this already.
I was thinking Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
I just try and keep it with the realm of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
So, turns out Eggman has a brother. Well, brother. Eggman doesn't believe. Go away. Yeah. Then starts hanging out with Sonic and the gang. Steve saves Sonic from one of Eggman's new robots. We haven't seen this one before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are.
I swear he has 3 big robots. He only has 3.
He's got the one-eyed robot he uses quite a lot. He's got
he's got Obliterator bot. Then he got the Megabot.
Yeah.
And there was Fiend bot, but he turned good.
Yeah.
Now we've got Freeze Bot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm surprised he's never decided to do that until now. I mean, that's one thing Sonic the Hedgehog is semi-vulnerable to, I guess.
yeah. So so apparently Steve is now a good guy and wears his own
He
superhero
wears an outfit,
spandex.
which is the Eggman logo with a wig.
Yeah, we have to say the Go-Go Boys are surrounded by lava. Can't we just leave them?
Yes.
Yes, please leave them.
Yes, please.
Don't give a shit about these guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steve saved a couple, and Sticks on the rest save the rest of them. Says, "Oh, that log actually they twisted my ankle. Thanks. Could have just left me to burn. That's okay.
Yeah.
I would rather you just the entire village burn.
Their entire village just burned to the ground with
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm. Just go volcano on them. You know, I want to see the chief Gogobug just melting down, going. Ah! Ah!
Well, to be fair, they would still be complaining even as they're dying.
Yeah.
That's the
They
problem.
guilt trip you into saving them, but not save at the same time.
Only barely. They will.
I guess I'll just have to melt off
I'll
and then
sit
die
here.
a horrible, terrible death.
I'll wait until my stomach acids implode and the rest of my upper organs then stop working.
I think I do firmly believe that they've been listening to our complaints of the characters, because every time we see them now, the actual in-game characters don't like them.
Yeah, it's pretty sure that
In-show
the gang,
characters.
yeah, the gang, Eggman, and I think the villagers don't want anything to do with these guys
At all.
at all. They just know they're just like, these are trouble. Don't even bother with them.
Except for the only thing they want to do with them is to make a reality TV show about them.
that one time they did.
Which I used in an episode of VG Bros, and it was just perfect.
And I was watching. Yeah, apparently.
So, moving back on, there seemed to be a lot of disagreements between the group about concerning Steve Eggman, which we find out Steve is a shapeshifter.
Yeah. We particularly, one thing that I liked was we get the interesting thing that he's from another dimension of another Eggman.
Who died.
Yes. And again, it's interesting because I did think to myself, like, well, we joked before when they did the whole Multi-Knuckles idea. We thought, like, oh, if they wanted to do a gag where they just spawn in hundreds of them and one of them ends up being the real one, I thought, like, they could have done a quick joke. Like, in my head, they should have done bloody hell, Family Guy gag type thing, you know.
Maybe this
cut gag. Yeah.
Ooh, here's a theory for you.
Go on.
Maybe this is the Eggman that came from the universe of the Sonic comics before the reboot happened. And he's just been floating around in between universes, because that character was revealed to be a robot at one point.
Yeah, it was like
until they did turn him. They did decide to turn him back into human flesh, I think. But I
don't know. There's a lot of pre-Super Genesis I don't know about.
To be fair, I just wanted it to have the gag of maybe he was built by the real Eggman and then by accident he just got lost. Because let's be fair,
I won't put it past them.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. As much as this guy's a doofus, the real Eggman is pretty dumb at times.
But he's the. But this Steve Eggman is the one who was able to get closer to the crew and whatnot than the real Eggman.
And destroy them from within.
Destroy them from within. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we actually Tails actually saved me and actually explained everything. Then so we actually came back and listened to you, Sonic. So we all trust you again.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, actually, the episode begins with them all on the beach, in which after Eggman gets a bit pissed off because Sonic stole his seat, because whenever Eggman's annoyed,
because the crapbot wasn't actually looking after it for him.
Yes, because as we know, when Eggman doesn't get his way, he acts like a child and sends out his robots.
throws his toys out the pram. Yeah,
exactly. And particularly, there is a bit where, funny enough, the whole point of Boom is it's meant to be about the entire gang working together as a group. And this is, I think, the first time in this show where Sonic is again trying to be a bit more of the "I can do it myself, I don't need you guys" type thing.
Mhm.
which wasn't really brought up a lot in Sonic Boom, which was meant to be the pinnacle of the story.
I mean, in Rise of Lyric it was, but I'm just saying that's the first time I've seen it in this show, I think.
Oh, you sometimes do this like, oh, we're Team Sonic and friends. I was going to introduce you, but
Yes.
not individually.
Yeah, I know you. Yes, indeed. So he does do that a few times.
So he still rather work alone.
Yeah. But that said, I was kind of interested to see, like I said, Steve ends up morphing into everyone and basically either telling him to bugger off or, in Amy's case, stick with the middle of the jungle and glue her down. And I was kind of wondering, okay, how are they going to resolve this episode? Because I would have thought Styx being Mrs. Paranoid, she would have seen this from the beginning and already set a trap up before it even got to her.
Right, possibly.
Yeah. I'm just saying I was generally surprised where this episode went, because I did think, like, all right, if you want to, solve the whole issue with Steve, I thought that's what you do. But in the end, we get essentially a fight where Sonic doesn't win. The one quick thing, there is a shot during the bash. There is one shot, and I'm pretty sure it's not a finished shot. They actually show the time codes of the scene very briefly.
What? How'd I miss
All
that?
right, you do. Okay, this is the thing. When you do in editing suites for animation shows, you'll often have numbers at the bottom and the top, basically saying scene, whatever, blah blah blah, just telling you how long the section is. And I guarantee you, on the Boomerang broadcast, I don't know whether they'll do this for the Cartoon Network broadcast, they left that shot didn't get elements.
In the scene where the Beetleborgs move around Sonic in the village center,
Yes.
unremoved numbers and alerts on the production of this episode appear in the upper corners of the screen.
Yes.
And surprisingly, nearly every episode has a goof, and a lot of these people these people have been writing them all down.
No, I mean, obviously, like, if we're talking about goofs, I mean, the main ones have been about eye color, eyelashes, correct, and mustache size. That's the main.
Sorry.
But generally speaking, this is the first time we've seen something like this in the series.
Yeah, this is actually a bit more elaborate of a plot. It's like, oh, we got a doppelganger impersonating everyone else. That's again the TV trope. But this was actually really well done.
So I like the fact in the end that we know that at the end of the day, none of these guys would split up over something like that. That's what I liked about the resolve, was like, in the end, Tails knew at the end, like, Sonic may be a bit of a dick, but he wouldn't be that much of a dick.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But we'll get to that next time.
Oh, well, we actually had England went to war against Iceland because of fish.
Yeah.
I wish I was fucking kidding.
I know. Well, there's been crazy stuff. And that's one.
Yeah, a war that sang about a war lasts about 38 minutes.
There you go, kids.
Overall, I give this one again a 4. It's like, even though Steve Eggman's surfer dude voice pisses me off,
though it's Roger Craig Smith.
Yeah, explains everything.
Oh, a lot of people will say, "I told you, Roger Craig Smith's a bad voice actor."
Yeah, but this one's purposely bad voice. You can get away with a purposely bad voice.
Well, there was in Resident Evil, folks, which, let's be fair, that's legendary for voice acting badness.
Well, for 2 games anyway, but it was replaced in Resi 6.
I know, but
you were almost an Eggman sandwich.
Which, yes.
Made of evil ham.
But it's like I said, the TV trope of an impersonation was actually really well done, and it used it to its advantage. Even though, it's a Eggman robot, made by a different Eggman in a different dimension.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what you expect from the plot of Sonic Boom.
Yeah. I do like the fact that
also the dimension has been established.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that, again, this episode does start with Eggman knowing that this guy is not my brother. He basically said there is no way he's biologically connected to me. And even if he was, I would still regret him. So I like that whole bit. And even at the very end, when the gang get back together, they get their asses kicked, Eggman-wise. And at the very end, it's like, all that elaborate planning, I'm more proud of you to call my brother. And they decide to turn to a pogo stick and they jump off into the...
Boingy, boingy, boingy.
Yes.
Yeah, blonde hair handlebars.
Yes, the blonde hair handlebars. Yeah. For me, like I said, it's a 3.5 for me. It was a fun episode. And
Yeah. I say 3 title guards being tweeted out 23 days before the actual premiere of the episode out of 5. Which was a goof on Bill Freeburger's part.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 days before the episode aired on Boomerang, Bill released a title card for this episode on Twitter, believing it would air at that point. He did the same thing again 9 days before the episode aired on Boomerang.
Well, like he said, he's in the same boat with us. He doesn't always know when they're going to pop on TV.
No, because Cartoon Network on Boomerang is acting like pieces of shit. We're going to have all these new cartoons in 3 hours worth of Teen Titans Go that sells.
Or Scooby-Doo, because fuck it, we're not going to plug that down your gullet.
And now we're even off the CNN.
Hey, guess what? There's Scooby-Doo WrestleMania.
Enough said about Tom and Jerry and the Willy Wonka film, the better.
And they even took the show's episode off the Cartoon Network app.
Bastards.
I just found that out while we were sitting here, actually.
Cartoon Network, what the fuck are you doing?
This should be the GIF for Cartoon Network on how Sonic Boom is aired. This should be the GIF.
No, I know what GIF to make. I know which one.
Okay, all right. Well, take your pick.
Yeah, and we're going to do one extra episode this time round. So when we start the next session, we'll start with the 4-parter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So lead us out. Yeah.
So episode 25, episode 77, Do Not Disturb.
This was an interesting episode because I didn't know where the hell it was going to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the premise of this one is Sonic wakes up from yet another fourth wall joke.
Luan, stop coloring my arms.
Stop coloring my arms. To find out that a rare species of four-legged animal
called a Widdabit.
A Widdabit.
Widdabit.
Has every time I hear the name of that, I always think of that. I always think of that one song from My Fair Lady. With a Widdabit, with a Widdabit, with a little bit of blooming Lord. But yeah, so Widdabit has moved into his house.
Specifically, a rare female.
A rare female Widdabit has chosen his house as a nesting spot, and thus Amy and Fastidious Beaver
were a part of
the Endangered Species Coalition.
decide to have him thrown out of his own house.
Well, first it's a beaver, and then once Amy comes in, you think, oh god, we're in deep shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's any one point she actually agrees with Fastidious, other than, yeah, you can't throw out the Widdabit because it's nature, you can't do it.
That be said, I think Sonic would just kick Beaver's ass, but Amy, no.
So Sonic moves in with Tails at his place, and it becomes the odd couple for a little while. Am I the only one who notices the many times they use that instrumental impression of "It's Not Unusual"?
No, I noticed that. As well.
They love that. They love what they did with that.
All right, I'm just saying this show has done instrumental parodies, homages of whatever song they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a couple episodes they did the 18 kind of inspiration.
Yeah, they've done that a few times. There was the Saturday night one with Knuckles with the trash can on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So apparently Amy's the co-chairman of the ESC.
And you don't argue with her.
No.
So because they're driving each other crazy, the group makes the decision to try and nudge along the romantic mating rituals of the Widdabit.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan decides to go and take another potty break.
Anyway.
And while he's off on the potty break, we get to say whatever we want to. No, but
that's a lot.
And so they try to match up the female Widdabit with a male, with not very successful results.
Well, the fact is that their idea of mating two animals together is to serve them a romantic dinner. I mean, I will admit, when I saw that joke, that's a bit of a cliche, but I find it funny because that's what their first instinct was to do. that
Well,
that was their plan.
You know what? They
Yeah.
should have just played Belanote.
I can't remember what the meal was, but it was actually garnished with gas station nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like I said, I love the fact that the way to make this work was to do what any other human being would try and do, is force them and love together with a romantic dinner. And, I find it funnier they did that rather than the joke. But hey, that's probably the reason why I like this show, because I like seeing these characters do this shit.
Yeah, on Tumblr, people fell in love with Amy in a waitress's uniform.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
Ooh.
new outfits as well. And another time where Sonic isn't wearing a scarf as well. Am I right?
Yeah. There's a joke about, I just remember myself a joke from all the way back from My Fair's Fixie, because he doesn't wear the scarf when he's in the outfit. There's
No.
people there going, "What are you gonna wear, Sonic? How about this?"
Yeah. And it's funny because you think, I've always felt like the reason they gave him a scar, at least animation-wise, was just basically hide the neck or no neck he has underneath.
Doesn't excuse everyone else's though.
I know.
It's kind of an animation trend that was put into place way back in the day.
Yeah,
when
that's the
Hanna-Barbera
Hanna-Barbera.
did
That's the Hanna-Barbera
That's up to you, HP.
tie, collar and tie.
yeah, they did that
To
for
you,
the
HP.
they did that for the new Tom and Jerry show back in the 70s.
Yeah. Which nobody was bitching about that back then.
No.
Uh,
Moving forward.
Have we actually talked about the Sonic joke?
Yes,
The
yes.
Sonic.
You got that Sonic joke, and who else did it but Dave the goddamn intern?
I have an order for Sonic.
So it's the Sonic. Actually, Sonic says Sonic here.
This may take a minute.
Mhm.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
how Sonic the Hedgehog reacts to everything these days. It's basically, there's a problem out there. This may take-
Yeah, I will but I've said this several times in my streams. I really, really hate the Sonic meme. I do not think it's funny.
Well, you probably want them to watch the live stream from the official Sonic channel, because they've actually got someone who does small paintings for them. Which, no offense to you guys, if you enjoy it, fine, but don't let Dan.
There's certain memes or Sonic memes that are funny, and they're only funny for like 5 seconds, and you move on. Like when people saw the third character teaser for Sonic Forces, hey, it looks like Bubsy. It kind of looks like it, so yeah, that's kind of funny. For 5 seconds, and everyone else started reposting it. Dead.
That's the internet for you.
Come back,
Well,
Sonichu. All is forgiven.
Like the Sonic meme is dead. I don't like it. It's no longer funny. It's dead. Stop doing it. Audi Edge is no longer funny. Please stop doing it. And Knuckles. Please
Knuckles.
fucking stop. Sonic Forces and Knuckles.
To be fair, though, that really culminated with Deus Ex doing that.
Oh, that came to a head with Deus Ex Mankind Divided with the
Yeah.
Knuckles and Knuckles box. That is a real Easter egg.
I know, but I'm saying that is the pinnacle of that gag. You can't
Knuckles Chaotix and Knuckles.
really-
Yeah.
Anyway, moving off memes.
Please.
As the forced courting rituals of our heroes plod slowly along, the friendship between Sonic and Tails, with them complaining more and more about each other in each other's presences, shows a certain testing of their relationship that we don't often get in this series.
Yeah, this is the first time in this show. I mean, we have seen, Sonic Tails putting up with some of Sonic's like ego, or kind of go ahead and doing a thinking through type scenario. But this is the first time we've seen these two actually getting really quite pissed off of each other.
When you spend so long with someone to a point where you're just like all their quirks and habits that seem to become annoyances.
I love the fact that Sonic's greatest new grudge is Tails writing down a list and him having to watch it.
Watch him write down.
Yeah, it doesn't make me do anything, but I can't stand watching him write it.
Actually, this is the toughest time they've had as friends since Tails spent an entire episode trying to capture him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Actually, that was even crazier right there.
That was a crazy episode. But like you said, it's the first time we've seen them actually getting annoyed at each other for being with each other.
Mm-hmm. Just for the this simple crime of being in each other's presence.
Though that said, what Sonic said about the whole writing thing, if it was me, I would do the exact same thing. I would get annoyed at someone's tiny little quirk.
I get over it pretty quick.
Going back to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plot?
Yeah. Oh, shit. They actually do find another. Decided, you know what? We can actually move all of these into a sanctuary if there's 50 of them. There's only 49
at first.
So they all travel. Both Sonic and Tails complain about each other.
Yeah.
And find the last male who, obviously, you can tell looking at him. Oh yeah, the female's gonna go with this one because it's the only one who's not colored brown.
And what music cue do they have to come up with? A knock-up of Let's Get It On.
Yeah. With them looking at each other disgustingly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's me when I had 6 Jaeger bombs.
Though, funny enough, we do have a scene earlier in which Eggman tries to have a battle with them, in which one of them gets in the way and ends up stopping the whole fight.
Oh, there's a meme there as well. Oh, this one spread around because of the single screenshot. There's a picture of Knuckles is like punching like that.
Oh yeah, the one punch Knuckles.
Yeah.
That's
a one punch like it's virtually indestructible. Power, get the power. I think that is virtually that. And seriously, go watch One Punch Man. It's actually a great anime. Do it.
Watch the show first, then that.
Hey, it is quite humorous. It's satire at the same time.
Yeah.
Although I had to watch it entirely in Japanese.
Yeah, I will say Knuckles was a bit more helpful in this episode. That, and there's a scene where he ends up, when there's a whole army of them running through the village, he ends up digging a hole so they don't bash into Morris Lady and the kids.
Yeah. So they find the Melbourne a bit, and Sonic Hill has to leave, stay out of the shack for a good few weeks.
Because they're going to reproduct all over his shack.
That's
all over the shack.
The Love Shack is a little old place where we can fuck together. Okay, that's what's gonna. Yeah, that's what's going on now is sex in the show.
Actually, what they should have done, while they're chatting about the end of the episode, you just did the background. You just did those. Just to freak out people.
I can't remember. Did it do a Son anything in this?
Yes, there was. Doesn't look. See, the power of love will get you through everything. Isn't that right, Sonny? Yeah, whatever.
So brief, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, having that wrong really counts.
And
this one is just episode.
Yeah, I will say this. For me, I would say it's a 3, although I bet some people are going to hate it because at the very end, Knuckles decides for no goddamn reason, he's just going to move in with Tails because he takes the word no as a yes.
Mm-hmm. Because he's an idiot.
I know, but I'm interested to know if fans are going to say, is this idiot as in, oh, it's just boom Knuckles stupidity, or is this counterproductive bad Knuckles?
Please don't be that bad.
Yeah, because I will say that as much as people don't like the idea of Knuckles being an idiot, I will say he's been bearable and funny. It's just that one time in that one episode that they pushed it a bit too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested if anybody then complains saying, why does Knuckles decide to bully in Tails' house and make his life hell? It's like, well, again, you let us know, folks.
And because Tails being the butt monkey is apparently hilarious.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Overall, I'll give this another 3. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
Especially you get more interaction between Sonic and Tails than to be brothers. It's like, yeah, there's like a certain point to how much brotherly love and being buddies will actually go to a point like, you know what, I need my space.
Well, weirdly enough, they do forgive each other over a dumb joke.
You're a donut hole.
3.5 donut holes out of 5.
Exactly, yes.
Donut holes are good, though. They're delicious. They're just a sentence of donuts anyway.
I know, I kind of worry what he means by donut hole. You mean the hole as in
Yeah,
possibly, but at the same time, I think donut holes. I think of the Munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts.
they yeah, they just came shy of calling each other buttholes, which apparently they don't have, but as we have seen from a previous gag with Eggman, he's the only one who has one.
He's the only one that has the junk in the trunk.
Yes.
Well, visible anyway.
Well, not that big, obviously.
Can't be unseen.
Yeah.
So what do you rate it? Because I gave it a 3.
Yeah, it's a 3. I would say it's about a 3, really, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
So, in other words, this next 4 episodes better be good.
Yeah, as we close out on this, we will be, because we've got something really special here for you, ladies and gentlemen, because we'll be finally getting our first part episodes in 4.
4 parts.
Yes.
Count it. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, baby. As we're about to journey to the robots in the sky with roses.
I guarantee you that'll be released as a whole movie on DVD.
I would love if that's packed as a 1-hour special on DVD.
Well, 40-minute minute special. The same way they did with Power Rangers Class of the Red Rangers.
Yeah. So we've got something very special, which will, like you said, in the next 4 weeks, depending on how they show this.
Hopefully.
If they show this.
Exactly. It's a question of when. It's a question of praying to God and hoping someone at Cartoon Network presses the button play.
I mean, because I'm looking at these dates here, and it says May 6th, and then the next one is showing it on the 13th, 20th, 27th.
So about a week ahead.
Yeah.
So 4 consecutive weeks, so even 5 weeks, and we'll go over Sonic Boom the movie.
Yeah, Sonic Boom 4-parter of Robots in the Sky, which the gang must tackle their biggest challenge yet. Whatever it is.
Red skies at night. Red skies at night. Whoa.
So I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and here's one of those Sonic memes. Sonic and Sega All-Stars at the All-Star Smash Bros. Battle Royale 2016 Olympic Generations Games 3, and Banjo-Kazooie and Knuckles.
To the rescue.
To the rescue.
That was uncalled for.
Well, let's see if there's any drug reference in that special.
Well, it is showing a picture of Sonic with weed.
Well, as we end out this week's
Everyone knows you're on speed, Sonic. Okay.
I'm not on speed. I am the speed.
I am Sega as well.
I am the hype.
Give me more, give me more, give me more.
Thank you, Yahtzee.
Trying to do Vegeta really hurts your fucking voice. So, click in the descriptions below all the annotations to go to Jaime 2's and One Team 17's channels, and also following on Twitter, as well as this channel, Sonicguru Productions, and Twitter and whatnot. Links in the descriptions below. Anyway, you all know all that.
Is